Morgan Freeman, the voice of God. So how does it feel to have the voice of God?
It's not an easy question to answer. Because it's actually my voice, and I'm really not God.
Then we'll go back to the beginning of your right after you were born in Memphis.
Yes, ma'am. Come on with it, child.
Well, we'll get to Memphis. And, you settled in Mississippi, and your schooling was mostly in Mississippi, is that right? When did your interest in acting develop, and where did you sort of train as a kid, as a teenager in acting? Was this in school or church?
School. As I look back, I realized that I was never meant to do anything else. But I realized that even in game playing, I was fully into it, fully. When I was 8 years old, I got on stage for the first time. And I had this realization without realizing at 8 years old that I was where I belonged. It felt right at 8. And then when I was 12, I got to go on stage again, but this time full knowledge that I was where I belonged.
Do you remember the roles?
8 years old, I was a little boy blue. 12 years old, I was a 12-year-old kid whose idolized brother was coming home from the army, World War II. And I don't remember the name of the play, it was just a one-act play. We were in Greenwood, Mississippi. I was going to school there then. And at that time, we had all these different contests, statewide contests. The band, or your glee club, or your drama club. And that was my first Best Actor designation, award that I won in 1950. I still have the pen. The pen. I still have it. I was so good on the stage. I couldn't figure out, I couldn't see how I was going to be able to make use of that. I never was meant to be a teacher. Teaching is not anywhere near something I can do. I always hold teachers in high regard because it's not an easy job. I needed to get to Hollywood. So the nearest, easiest way out was to join the military. 4 years, you do that standing on your head. So that's where I went. And as luck would have it, when I was discharged, I was like a 45-minute-hour bus ride from Los Angeles.
So you were really thinking that through, that it was...
Oh yes. When I went into the Air Force, however, it was not really to get out of Mississippi. It was really because I thought I wanted to be a fighter pilot. I wanted to fly jet planes and kill people. So when it came down to it, it was my last few months, and I had a choice. If you want to go to flight school, you'll have to re-enlist. Okay, so I got permission to go onto a flight line and climb up into a T-33 jet trainer. And I did. I got into this plane, and I'm sitting in the nose of this bullet bomb. Realized then that there was something missing in the whole picture that I was in my mind's makeup of this now reality. No camera. So the big epiphany there was, wait a minute. You don't want to fly planes and kill people. You want to pretend. I walked away from that whole idea and knew that it was all about acting, not about anything else. It was just a romance of movies that made me think that that was what I wanted to do. But it got me out of Mississippi and it got me into California.
And did you try to get into the films immediately, or did you go to acting?
Yes, I did. I put on my little pork pie hat and my trench coat and walked. From Crenshaw District, those of you who've never been to Los Angeles have no idea how far that is. From Crenshaw District to Hollywood. And I went to the Screen Actors Guild out on Sunset Boulevard. And I walked in and told the lady I wanted to join the union. She said, "Do you have a job?" I said, "No, not yet." So you have to get a job. So, well, but they tell me you can't get a job if you don't belong to the union. She said, "That's true." So I don't know how many of you have come across that quandary in life. You can't do this until you do that. But you can't do that until you do this. And how do you get past that? I figured it out. Leave town. Ultimately, I wound up in San Francisco. Gave me a corner over there.
And in San Francisco, acting school, or?
No, I went in LA. I finally, after some really rough weeks. See, I left the military with $175. Must be not bad. Now this is 1959, so don't panic. $175 would take a long ways. But I ran out of money in about, the end of March, middle of April, something like that. Long time before I got work. And so I can explain to you in chapter and verse what hunger feels like. But I didn't die. And I got a job working at Los Angeles City College. And in talking to people there, what I wanted to do in life. I'm an actor. I would like to go to Pasadena Playhouse, to study. And they said, you don't need to go to the Pasadena Playhouse. We've got just as good or better theater department right here. And you can go for free because you work for the Board of Education. Done. So I attended non-matriculated evening classes. I studied acting 101, voice diction, voice development, and dance movement, and French. Oui, je parle français. My corner's over here. And then I got talked into leaving